Hey, I'm Jeremy McGrath, and welcome to Palms River Resort. Palms is a 5-star lifestyle community where you'll make lifelong friends. I mean, some of my favorite things to do are obviously building memories with the family. We get out in the side-by-sides. Of course, I like riding my dirt bike in the hills and taking off in the desert. But I mean, family time in the boat, man, you can't beat it.
UTV 96 is inside this car here for the race.
We use the UTV 96 in this car. I'm using the VP UTV 96 fuel.
Thank you, VP Racing Fuels, for keeping me powered and getting me on top of the box.
All right, as we begin to push out qualifying session number 5, the mini stock, mini open V8 Ultra 4 drivers. So some of the drivers you guys are going to see in the field: the 67 of Ryan Venegas with the 99 of Aubrey Wardrop, the 36 of Anthony Shusey, along with the 55 of Patrick Monahan, the 15 of Rob Orr, the 17 of Moises Varello, the 73 of David Smith, and coming through there is the 98 of Jaden Wardrop. And then the 94, a familiar face here in the field. The 94 again, that's Kip Mickles. So great to have Kip, big supporter of the series throughout the year, and certainly one that will continue to see some of those, wonderful donations, we'll say.
I'm trying to see if that is his Pro 4. See how he drives it. If the front wheels are digging, it's 4-wheel drive. Pretty cool shot our production teams put up here today. Like the 4 pictures to kind of see what's going on.
Yeah, it's great. Also, great recognition here for all of our wonderful sponsors. Weller Racing popping up on your screen right now if you guys are joining us from home. As Kip coming through right there, that's the number 94 machine.
That looks like it's Pro 2. If that was that Pro 4, he would have dove down to that low side of the corner. Would have saw a roost off the front wheels. Definitely different animals. Probably a little over 800 horsepower in that machine. Sound good, you could hear it on the gas.
Yeah, a little good little mixture of variety here in some of these drivers, and this is certainly a class you're going to want to see some of that separation. Is what you'll see in that Ultra 4 machine out of Kip. Not certainly wanted to run in the back of any of these little mini stocks here. Pro 2, excuse me.
Ultra 4 is a whole other vehicle. Wish we had some of them out here right now. And those things, when they race in the short course, are awesome. You see them on the hammer. Hopefully the folks at home are hearing a good sound of that over 800 pony. We got some 4-bangers out there, some V6s, some V8s. It's the open V8s, of course, mini stock.
Yeah, mini stock, wildly popular here in this qualifying session right now. Looks like about 7 mini stock drivers in total.
I mean, some of these trucks, I mean, if they got 4 to 6 inches of travel, I'm surprised. And it's a rough ride, man. These guys are studs. Young lady or iron women out there that do it sometimes.
Aubrey Wardrop.
Yep.
And again, 3 laps the distance here. year, so got to get it done here early on, get those top qualifying positions as we try to set the stage for our main events a little bit later on in our schedule. Following these drivers, we will see the limited buggy and 1600 buggy classes for qualifying session number 6. They're over in staging now.
So a couple different classes we talked about. Looks like Ryan Menegas leading his class, Anthony Chusey leader in his class, and of course Kip Michaels, I believe it is. Tomato, Granada. The Kipster. How about that?
Kipster.
One of the nicest guys, I'll tell you. He's helped them a lot last year. We were racing up here.
Some of the equipment
and everything, got this place back in shape. And what an awesome racetrack this is.
Yeah, the 94 machine looking a little loaded up. Spitting out some flames there.
Just love hearing those things scream down the front straightaway.
Yeah, and that's the tough part when you see them come up on those mini stocks, and again, such a variance in speed there.
Well, I know the next round we're going to get a lot more of these big pro drivers out here. A lot of people weren't sure. Well, the pandemic has slowed down getting some products to market. A lot of stuff that's manufactured overseas not getting here. And of course, the other problem is everybody went up and snatched everything up. So there's guys that are sitting on more product parts than they need.
Off-Road Warehouse was a popular place in these last few weeks.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Right?
In fact, they just opened up their Corona location. Right down the street from you, John.
You know where I'll be, Dave.
Yeah, that's right.
Go put in my resume over there.
You might know somebody.
Give me that 9 to 5, you know?
Yeah.
The wife always, you know.
How nice would that be to drive down the street? You can just be slinging all kinds of cool product.
Yeah, Off-Road Warehouse certainly offering all those goodies for all of our drivers here in a competitive level each and every weekend throughout the Great American Short Course Series, powered by our great friends at Optima Batteries.
Well, the checkered flag is out, so it looks like it's going to be Venegas in his class. Then Chusey's going to take it. Kip. And let's see if we can see the separation of the two different classes there at all. On there. Looks like Orr. Then we got the wardrobes. Smith and looks like Moises. So the mini stocks, it would be Chusey, Orr, Wardrop, and Smith. Sounds like a law firm. What was the one of the old Three Stooges back years ago? I think it was like fleece them, lie to them, or steal from them. I don't know. Attorneys in law.
Call us Dopes.
So see what they're going to do on the inversion with mini stocks there. Waiting for a word.
Yeah, what a great picture looking down into our staging area. Just a full field of cars down there. All of our wonderful staff getting these drivers corralled in before we push them out onto the main line. Again, coming up next, qualifying session number 6, the limited buggy and 1600 buggy. This should be a good one here for us as, again, mini stock, mini open V8 Ultra 4 drivers exit the track now.
So limited buggy, 1600 buggy. Of course, the limited buggy, of course, is with the limited running a beam front end, like a Volkswagen front end. And 1600 buggies, of course, a lot of the desert buggies, 1600 cc's. In the Midwest, they run a lot of what they call the sportsman classes. A lot of racing going on around the country this year. Excited. I'd like to say very proudly how well the West Coast is now represented again.
It is. There's a race about every weekend, and you know what, I think we talked about it. There was such a time of silence here within the series. Bring those up a little bit. There we go.
Oh, okay. Usually complaints when people say, you're too loud.
You are, Dave.
I'm always loud. I'm always on the gas. On the gas.
Yeah, like you said, racing has been phenomenal around here, especially Glen Helen. We talked about it, San Bernardino, that track down there, always hosting some races and a lot of new pop-up series. But the one that stands alone here is the Great American Short Course Series. And I think we're going to see that in the growth from each of these classes, over about 150 entries or something like that just this weekend alone.
I got to say, we're the cool kids. That's why they want to come hang out with us.
It's true. It's a true story.
You know, we had a lot of coverage in the Dirt Sports World magazine on that too, so I had some people walking around with some copies.
Yeah, no, it's a great compliment. I think the timing for now with the print publication portion of it, always nice to take that home, right? Coffee table style book, something that you guys can hold on and, divulge yourself and take a look at what those guys are offering over there.
Oh, yeah, definitely, and it's so cool to see what's going on racing around the country, and especially here in the West Coast as it builds up momentum here with the Great American Short Course.
And it's a good compliment not only for the short course racing that we're seeing in it, but for the two-wheel, all the other organizations that you guys cover in there, because again, what might be the brother and sister out here racing doesn't mean the other brother or sister is not out racing another motocross or other series here locally.
And that's what we cover them all, everything from motocross to short course to desert.
It's really cool.
In fact, the March issue, it just came out. You can go check it out online and get a subscription. Is all about the King of the Hammers.
Well, we know there's a great partnership there.
Yeah, we have a great partnership here with Gas and that. So I'd like to bring a lot of coverage to that, and very excited. Nice little tech article I wrote in there too.
I think that's important, you know?
I think there's a perfect story in there also.
There is.
About the perfects.
And it's family generated, right?
But yeah, a lot of great stuff, and King of the Hammers well covered. A great event, like you said, it's great to be partnered up with King of the Hammer Productions. Them bringing their live stream crew on board. I'm already just blown away what I'm seeing. I'm getting excited when I see the drone. When I was doing another series another time, we had a big helicopter. And it's way up there and got some cool shots, but get the drone down and dirty to get those shots, man.
It's great because it's something we hadn't seen in years past, so great inclusion, gives you another perspective from home, from our racers here as well. We have the big screen down at the front of the grandstand area for viewing opportunity. Again,
love the Jumbotron.
You might see that drone fly by you, but being able to see the Jumbotron and really check out that live action that we have here through this series, it's just another great compliment to what we're trying to do and showcase the talent here, not only from the drivers, but of all of our wonderful staff and team. So we're under green right now, Dave. Limited Buggy 1600 Buggy for qualifying session number 6. Some familiar names, Dave.
Am I seeing like 14 of them? Let's see, give them a count there. 11, okay, I was close, but you know what? Dude, that's a good turnout. A lot of people breaking those out of the mothballs, out of the garage. So much fun to race those things. It really teaches you. Open wheel racing just teaches you so much. Not having to drive clean. Very, very, very different because you don't want to be hitting wheels with somebody because they tend to crawl up each other and do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yes, actually 7 of our limited buggies, and then 4 1600 desert buggies with, again, we talked about it, Kevin Streety, Carson Smith, Joe Whiteley, Ken Lothringer. Those are some
desert buggies here.
Man, talented group of drivers, and some of which are on the older scale too, but love to come out here, and you'll see them all together. Those guys definitely help one another, that 1600 buggy class.
And they're all running a Type 4 1600cc motor. But you'll notice when you see the desert buggies are just a little more stretched out. And that's when you're going, really fast through the desert, and big whoops and stuff, and inconsistent. That length actually gives you a little bit of advantage. But they really perform well on a short course. I think the limited buggy, of course, have a little bit better. It looks like seeing somebody come down that front streeter with a right rear dislodged vehicle off the beam.
Yeah, off the
tire.
It was, yes. Kyle Knott looking like he's sitting in that top spot for our limited buggy class, followed in by John Fitzgerald, Gunnar Kennedy, Shane Prescott, Greg Pearson just coming through.
You'll also notice the 3-digit number, which is the limited buggies. 4 digits, usually it is 16, and then a number, which is their designates their class. Here we go. That's a little drone footage up there. Just getting mesmerized by this. These drone pilots are incredibly talented. Some with their VR headsets on, flying through there.
Yeah, great shot there, chasing down here one of our limited buggy drivers.
And this just gives you a better perspective. You get to see that bird's eye view of what the track, the undulations, the altitude changes. It's not all flat out there. There's some big changes that it's hard to see.
So that's Greg Pearson there following right now, the number 311 machine, the Silver Bullet. And we do see the checkered flag is out, Dave.
See this shot there at 1601 of Kevin Street, right in the corner of our screen there. You got a big overall shot of the track there, which is very cool. You get to see the layout. Of course, we'll see with the, with the younger kids and the junior karts. We saw them run a modified part of the class, or track, I should say. Sorry. I got looking at the drone footage again and lost my train of thought. Makes me feel like I'm flying with them. It's pretty cool. Looks like a caution out right now. Checker. Okay, I'm sorry. Couldn't see the the finish stand where I'm at. So this is one, I hate to say really favorite class, but a very interesting, fun class. The Weller Racing SR1s. These are R1, 1000cc motors. Started out, they were getting R1s motors out of the junkyard, building these frames, and it's like power to weight ratio of a Pro 2 at a UTV budget.
Yeah, they put on a tremendous show, and the class is continually growing too. Weller Racing's done a great job cultivating those new drivers, and they're a handful, but man, are they racy.
They even broke one. I saw one of the SR1s. They broke out of the mothballs out there. So Dustin Nelson's here. Very cool.
Yeah, great to see Dustin. I know he's been doing a little bit of cross training on a motorcycle. So yeah, great to see him out here, man. He can't ever steer too far, and again, busy schedule of doing stunts and studio work. So yeah, great to have Dustin out here. Always racy.
I'm going to call him Superstar now. With a foreign version, did I see that, John?
Yep, for limited. Correct? For limited, that's correct, Dave.
So is that Knott?
Lang.
Oh, Lang. Steve Lang's going to go to the front row. Kyle Knott will be on the outside in that second position there. And then, oh, look who's out here, John Fitzgerald. Ooh, not surprised. Him and Gunnar Kennedy, Gunnar was the top qualifier. He'll go back to that fourth position. Fitzgerald's won many championships, comes from the Midwest, and man, just kills it.
Yeah, talented group of drivers here as a
former Challenge Cup winner, I think, in the Midwest. Got a few national championships.
So just in a little bit of a holding pattern before we get into our next qualifying session. It looks like a little track prep going on right now, so we'll get back to our regular schedule events. Of course, we want to thank PCI Radios coming out here, helping all a number of these drivers out here. Off-Road Warehouse also joining us again here this season. The Palms River Resort in Needles.
Ooh, such a cool place. If you like playing in the water and the desert, that's the place to go.
RTL Traffic Control, the Weller Racing, we're going to see come out here in just a moment. Of course, Silex Signs.
As I know, LTD Designs, Louis Tozier Designs, doing the trophies for us, and I do one of our local steel companies donated some steel to that. I'm gonna have to get the name on that. We'll get that later, get it all clarified.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just stoked to see everything.
Those are all just the little bits and pieces you really don't think about or, put into the equation. So yeah, outside of Louis and his creative mindset, being able to come up with those trophies are.
You know how cool it is when you get a trophy, you can actually feel the weight. It feels like, it's not like little. There's nothing wrong with plastic blocks. I'm not gonna go in there. When you get something, the metal in your hand, I earned this.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
You make a place on your shelf for that thing. All right, looks like the SR1's getting ready to roll on out here. Hey, good.
All right, so we're back under green, the track going hot right now as we push out the Weller Racing SR1 UTV drivers. Corey Weller, Jason Weller, along with Dustin Nelson, Josh Bergman, Matt Land coming across, along with Nick Perry, Greg Baum, the 41 of Daryl Gibson, along with the 42 of Scott Webster, 74 of Dallas Norton. So great to see Dallas joining us as well from the Pacific Northwest. Paul O'Brien, the 111 machine, and then the 13 of Ronnie Rosefieldler.
Well, you got to wonder, husband and wife out there racing together. It could get interesting sometimes.
It's a dynamic duo.
I was going to say that could be a long ride home if somebody beats somebody, or if they actually take each other out.
Or they finish 1 and 2 on the podium, and it's a good day.
For who?
There you have it.
First or second? That's for sure.
Only time will tell, Dave.
That's right, I know.
And we got double headers, so today and tomorrow we'll knock out our first 2 rounds. So great to be back up here in Victorville. Fairgrounds here hosting the opener here for the Great American Shortcourse Series, powered by Optima Batteries. As Optima Batteries says, green, 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 Dave.
The quickest starting time of any battery. Available in your favorite 6-pack shape in both red, blue, or yellow. You can really hear those R1 motors, man. Sounds like a street bike on steroids.
It's almost too pretty to talk.
I know. Let's just sit back and let the motors do the talking.
Yeah, they put on a great show out here. You can see, obviously very racy. And again, we said it, they got a short time to put down these hot laps here early on. And so keep an eye out for, again, the Weller family, both of them, Corey and Jason. And then, of course, Dustin Nelson, Dallas Nord, another one, Paul O'Brien.
Paul's quick, too.
Yeah, this is the stacked field of drivers. And looks like we got about 12 of them out in the field right now. So great to see this much of a turnout here.
Yeah, but of course Dallas Nord, top runner, and of course in the series last year, production 1000. Greg Bob pretty quick out there. Let's see. So looks like Jason driving his newly built SR1. Corey is in the number 18, which is the AK, the Honey Badger. It's an older SR1. So it's going to see really how it shakes down that new car. But look at this, Dustin Nelson right behind Jason Weller in that second position there. Dallas Nord moved up to third, but Paul O'Brien knocked him down to fourth. O'Brien now into the top three. But Weller, still the man, with the target on his back. And am I seeing the number 18 chase down the number 10?
That's what you're seeing right now. Corey Weller, the 18 machine, as Nelson puts down the hot lap right there.
Well, I just figured out why Nelson's doing so good. He's got Coach Nelson on the spotter there, giving him those extra secrets. Coach Liz.
Yeah, a little bit of a soft spot you can see here coming out of turn number 1.
Good to see Scott Webster back out in the car again. Ronnie Rosspeiler out there too. I'm seeing. Looks like I'm not seeing him. See his name on the list. I wonder if he had some mechanical issues.
Yeah, still under red, so it doesn't look like he's
even started.
Yep.
Daryl Gibson bringing up the rear there. Josh Bergman and Bobby Berries go up the order. Webster in 7th, Landon 6th. O'Brien cracked the top 5 there with Nord moving up to 4th. Corey Weller now up to 3rd. Jason Weller in 2nd.
Well, we said how important it is. The checkered flag is already out, Dave,
Yep.
and so
that's what I'm looking at right now. It's going to be Dustin Nelson, I think.
Looks to be that way. With Nord still getting to finish his final lap. Should be coming across here in just a moment. Oh no, Paul O'Brien squeezes out that position for the 4th spot. So.
Knocked Nord out, huh?
Yeah. So Nelson, wow, what a return here for Dustin Nelson, followed in by Weller, Jason Weller, the 10 machine with the 18 of Corey Weller, Paul O'Brien in the 11 machine, and Coach Nelson gonna come up here and
no whammies.
hold the inversion, and Nord rounding out our top 5. So let's see what Coach has. 6. Oh, yeah, ouch.
That's pretty funny watching the interaction of the spotters.
Coach does not want to go back to the locker room on that one.
Yeah, no, definitely. She won't have to go face her driver.
Would be no surprise to see Nelson run up to the front early on. Again, he's going to have a stacked field of drivers with, again, it was Weller, Jason, Corey Weller, Paul O'Brien, Dallas Nord, but it will be
Land and Nord go to the front row. And it looks like Weller and O'Brien, Corey are going to stay in the same place. It's Jason and Dustin that go back to 5 and 6. The old evil inversion. All right, John, looks like coming up next we've got side stands and modified carts. Oh, excited. Oh, some celebrity drivers showing up there. I see, looks like Mason Prater, one of our young drivers, out there going to be spotting with Connor Berry. So I see Connor's going to be out there. What's going on, Mason? Can't hear, he's got his headset on. Back, more qualifying here, just a moment with the modified carts. Brought to you by Silex Science.
All right, so man, just getting some news actually. Tuning in the Great American Shortcourse.com/live. Our good friend KJ Ken Johnson live from Germany. So
oh yeah, obviously Austria or Germany, right?
He's in Germany. Yeah, so
world traveler.
Yeah, world traveler. Great to see him tuning in, checking out all the live action here for the Great American Short Course Series, powered by Optima batteries. Round number 1, man, from Germany.
What time is it over there right now?
Is he Das Boot?
Das Boot.
Das Boot? Das Boot, Ken Johnson. Cheers to him and his bratwurst. Optima batteries. Green flag is flying right now as we're off and running. Qualifying session number 8, Silex Science mod carts. Holden Heitman, Trey Eggleston, Drake Patetti, Talon Martin, Connor Berry, John Walls, Braden Chiramonte, along with Cade Martin, Dane Culver, the 567 of Ryder Palmer, the 560 of Ryan Denny, another fast one there. She's a super fast sweetheart. And then the 577 of Ethan Ebert. That's a different one.
We got Eberts and we got Eberts. They notice.
So we're back under caution. Unfortunately, we just started green and under caution. So let's see what we got going on the track right now.
Trying to find a little debacle.
Looks like out of turn 3 potentially. Over by the Optima batteries charging station. Actually, it's out of turn number 1. So we got a driver going around, and it looks like he's stalled into the K-rail right there. Our safety crew out there going to get that driver pushed back and rejoining the field.
Now, John, you're very familiar with these motors in here. Of course, they come out of motorcycles, ATVs. electric start. But the big thing is, these kids got a shift. They're doing everything that a big driver would do in these things. And power to weight ratio, miniature version of, like, say, a Pro 2.
Well, that's why I feel like we see even some of the older kids in the group tend to stay in this class a little bit longer.
Up to 16 years
right?
old.
Right.
You're 16 before the series starts.
Yeah.
I believe there's a cutoff in April 1st, I believe.
It's awesome. I think this is a great platform for these young drivers to showcase their talent. Like I said, it's a multifaceted inside that cockpit and the way that they're working this machine.
Absolutely. A lot going on for those youngsters.
It's like the Pro Buggy, lots going on in those buggies. So very cool, man.
And I'll get into more about the Pro Buggies and what those people are driving to do that, because there's a whole other animal there too. You just don't step on the gas, drop the clutch, and go. There's more to go, more to drive these things. There's like these mod cars, they have to kind of back it in there, hit the brakes, rotate it, drop a gear, spin it out, flick it the other way, and go right into the same routine. So you see all the lights around the track there. That's letting them, it's a great shot there, showing it back to green conditions.
Hopefully KJ got the premium package in Germany.
I'm sure Ken is nothing but premium.
All right, so back under green, just as Dave expressed, as keep an eye out on some of these drivers. Talon Martin, the Martin Bros, talented young drivers.
Oh, yeah.
Again, we said it, the lovely Ryan Denny as well, found herself on the podium many of times last season.
Of course, we see your dad doing a lot of racing too, so it's another cool thing. We're seeing him in the SR1 class.
I'm just seeing myself in the SR1 class. That would be my class.
I haven't driven an SR1. I've driven pretty much everything else in this side. I have to talk to somebody
I'm
about
going to have to talk to Nelson, and maybe Coach can put me in.
I'll talk to Weller, and maybe I can go. We can go like the husband and wife team. Kid, because I love you, John.
I kid.
Good times for sure out here for these young drivers. And of course, we have seen so many top talented drivers, and of course, a couple of them become pretty big deals. Sheldon Creed, won a couple of NASCAR Truck Championships, won an ARCA Championship, and this little young lady sensation out there, you might have heard of her, Haley Dean. She's got a pretty famous last name, but
Pretty amazing. She's making it for herself.
She's made it herself, for sure. Pops is in the background now. Great shot there, the CBR race machine there, Connor Berry.
We're back under caution, so we have a driver, turn number 1, again, somebody falling victim. There looks to be kind of, as you exit out of turn 1, kind of that midway through, a little bit of a dip in the track right there, so I wonder if it's kind of disrupting the vehicle a little bit, the cars,
Good.
and getting them offline, because you can see it looked like he hit that spot and it just drove him straight out. So we'll have to keep an eye on that through the race, because again, when they're going 2-3 wide through that corner, which we're going to see a lot of, especially in the opening laps of our main event, man.
There was always that joke, he found the wet spot in the dirt.
Yeah, so we're under caution, as you guys can see. Great compliment to the track now to have actually lights indicating out on the track, letting everybody know what's going on in all given areas of the track. So very cool compliment.
That was part of the National Series, what they did before.
Awesome.
I believe the Specialty Electronics group that makes all those. They also have lights inside the car to let them know too. You got a lot going on when you're in a race car. You have a spotter in your head, you have the driver on the track, you get all the visual cues. Sometimes you may miss a light, that's why they put that light inside. You got red light in there too.
The technology with rugged radios, PCI, everything that those guys do really gives that opportunity. That's especially for these young drivers, man, can be such a steep learning curve coming into it new, but being able to have the comm system set up in the vehicle to help them directionally out on the track.
And to really think about that as a young driver, to really have to listen to somebody in your head while you're trying to concentrate on racing, and really these kids are pretty advanced when they come to that.
It's funny because I'm seeing it a lot now in the motocross. It's such a big part of it. It never really was, you really have seen it in short course and all really other disciplines of racing, but it's really coming to the forefront of the motocross scene. Obviously, it's not on a professional level, but on the amateur level, it's good for those young kids.
I'd love to have those mic'd up so we can interview a rider too while he's riding.
I think it would be really cool. So white flag is out, Dave. So 1 lap to go. Again, 3 laps of distance here. These guys getting to push back just a little bit with some of the on-track incidents that we've seen here early on. But again, kind of working the nerves out of the system here is what we're, I think, finding out for a lot of these young guys and
Most
girls.
Definitely. So we're past halfway qualifying through the group. Coming up next will be the Production Turbo UTVs, Unlimited UTVs, followed by Production 1000. Class 11, very cool. Very excited to see the full fender Class 11 buggies out there. Pro Buggy, Pro Light, and we're going to finish it off with Pro 2. Which they may have actually popped off the last one there. So I believe we only have 1 Pro 2 here, but I could be wrong. There could be more. All right, looking at the checker flag, it looks like it's going to be Connor Berry, followed by Talon Martin, Ethan Ebert, Braden Chiramani, followed by Holden Heitritter, Trey Engelston, Cade Martin, Ryan Denny, Dane Culver, John Walls, Ryder Palmer, and Drake Beretti. So we'll have Mason Perry's going to pull it. All right. What do we got? What do we got? Four is the invert there. That's going to put Ebert and Chiramani up on the front row. Barry and Martin will go to row number 2. Everybody else is going to be fighting it out behind. All right, here we go. Production Turbo UTV. 3 laps to make up the distance here once again for qualifying. Well, it looks like we got James Mackey, Oliver Golding, Corey Weller, Dan Kelly, Bronco down. Great to see him back out. Chance Haugen, Anthony Ochoa, Kevin Walsh, Lance Root, so let's wait for him to come around here. Bring out that Optum Batteries green flag to get him started once again in the right way with the quickest starting time. All right, looks like they're on the clock. Green, green, green. Mackey, Golding, Weller, Kelly, Haugen, Ochoa, Walsh, and Root. I hear some woes out in the crowd, but I don't see what's going on. I saw your head popping around too. Like, why are they wowing about?
Yeah, Production Turbo UTVs and our unlimited UTVs. It looked like one of them just gone out of the main line. Unfortunately, a little bit slick out there as we just threw down a little bit of moisture.
Was just looking at that.
And so just went around, you know, opened up a donut shop over in turn 1.
Was it a Dunkin' Donuts?
It was a good one down the road, Dave.
There you go. I think it was Yum Yum.
Oh, Yum Yum. Yeah, Dunkin', yeah. You're right. Dunkin's like plastic.
Ooh. Did you see the new paint scheme on Corey's machine there?
I did not.
Yeah, black and yellow Can-Am. Very cool. Looking tight. Bronco Dan Kelly, saw him come to the front, but you can see over the top there.
Yeah, Dan Kelly was actually that driver who got out of that main line, but man, he's on the gas right now.
So watching our 4 different screens here. Watching that drone. For me, qualifying, John, you can't let everybody go. You don't want to be racing with somebody when you're trying to qualify. You want to hit all the perfect lines to give you the best spot.
Well, I think.
Then of course you got to play the inversion into it too. So
I think that's what we saw in the mod carts, right? It's such a stacked field of drivers, and you're really left nowhere to go, and so incidents do happen. Obviously, it's again pushes out the program just a little bit longer, and you can see they've really done a lot to narrow down the number of laps, time on the track through our qualifying session with consideration 14 individual qualifying sessions. That's not the breakout in even how many different classes we offer, as there's 18 total different classes through the season, so they're able to narrow it down for into condense those four additional classes into make it the 14 qualifying. So it's a stacked field, and you see it out in the pits.
It's fun too. That's what it's all about.
Yep. So white flag. We will looks like we will be seeing that checkered flag this time by. So there you have it. That's Oliver Golding taking the checkered flag now. The 770 machine. As does James Mackey, the 733 in the Production Turbo UTV, and Dan Kelly. So still Weller out in front right now.
White flag should be out there, I believe.
51.305.
Should see the checkered come out. And there there's a 718 there. Chance Haugen looks like third. Corey Weller's going to get that first spot. Dan Kelly, followed by Haugen, Root, Golding, Mackey, Ochoa, and Walsh.
English. Keep looking.
All right, so the inversion is 4. So 4 coming out for the inversion here for our production turbo UTV drivers.
So folks, don't forget we got, of course, PCI race trailers over there with all the cool stuff. We got Parker Bumper, Racers Plus over here with Leonard Marinas. We've got, of course, Chaff from Intense Tees, Baja Junkies, and all the
All right, so all the drivers circulating right now. This will be our production 1000. So 16 drivers. Collinsworth, Price, Hoffman, Sharamonte, along with Hodgson, Dallas Nord, the 974 joining us here, Haley Perez, Abby Keys, Tim Roberts, the 926 of Chad Williams, the 983 of Kirsten Hernandez, the 923 of Jim Price, the 918 of Braden Beatty, with the 939 of James Jaramello, the 987 of Billy Nichols, and rounding out the field, we'll go to Doug Matag in the 18 machine. Oh, Drake, excuse me.
Yeah, Drake Matag.
Thank you, I appreciate that, David.
I know, Doug's big brother.
David. So you can see these drivers checking in here as they circle around and we get ready to drop the Optima Batteries green flag here. Qualifying session number 10, the production 1000s.
All right, looks like they're on the clock. As they all come across the stripe, seeing that Optima Batteries green flag. Optima Batteries, the ultimate power source. You know what's so cool about those batteries? You can mount them anyway, gel filled. It doesn't matter. Not like the typical lead acid batteries you see.
A truck, actually, Dave.
Oh,
I
definitely.
need to get a new battery in my truck.
There you go. I don't know. I'm going up 5 years on mine. It might be time for an Optima.
Yeah, I think so.
Ah, I love that. This is going to be great for the production 1000 class.
Well, the drone's going to be so awesome watching because especially when we get into race pace and these drivers door to door and really give you that perspective. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the drone footage is going to give you that perspective of what these guys are really dealing with. Oh, yeah, leaning on one another, getting those elbows out there, right? Just sawing that wheel.
Boy, it is literally the leader has changed every time they've come across that stripe. Looks like Williams now up on the top position there, but now Braden Beatty comes back, says, no, sir, mine. Williams down to second, Hudson. Look at this, now Nichols up to second, Williams at third. Hodgson up to fourth there, Jim Price looks like in that fifth position there. Collinsworth in sixth, Drake Matag in seventh. Robert Jarmia. James, such a cool cat too. Good to see him out here. Doodle, Kirsten Hernandez. But look at this, Braden Chiramani up to the top position. White flag is out. Now we're clicking him off. Dallas Nord says, no, youngster. This pilot's going to the top. He happens to be an airplane pilot. Just waiting for that checker to come out. Is that Peter? Is that Peter's profile down there in the tower? What's up, Peter? throwing the flags. Oh no, caution come out. I thought we were going to see this one to the checkered. So we're going to have to re-rack, restack, and bring them out here. So it's Nord, Chiramani, Beatty, Nichols, Williams, Hodgson, Hernandez, Price, Roberts, Collingsworth, Matag, Jermio, Keys, Price, and Hoffman and Perez.
Yeah, so that driver down in turn number 4, unfortunately, pushing out to the K-rail right there. Looks like our safety team getting out there, talking with the driver, make sure he's all secured, and hopefully we can get him back and running as, again, 1 lap to go here. This will be that final push here to get that hot lap down. And again, Dallas Nord, the 974, sitting in that top spot with the 975 of Braden Chiramonte. The 918 of Beatty, followed in by Nichols, and your top 5, the 926 machine of Chad Williams. So it looks like they will get him on the hook, Dave. And
bummer. So back to qualifying here in just a moment. Well, back underway with the white flag. Looks like it's Nord almost close to a second faster than everybody else right now. Let's see. Giramani can chip away at it. Beatty, Nichols, Williams. Great shot of that upper left-hand corner of our screen there at RS1. Polaris battling back there. The regular two-seater model there. Looks like Lance Root. And I think the checker flag is going to be coming out here. That white flag will be coming in. There it is. Giramani not able to beat Nord. Nord's still up on top. Giramani was the closest driver to him. Nichols not far off there. Billy Nichols. Braden Beatty. And looks like Goody Hodgins moving his way up there. Nord still quick time though. Nord the only one in the 52s. Giramani, Nichols, Hodgson very close, only hundredths of a second, tenths of a second separating a couple of them. So I'm pretty much going to call this one Dallas Nord quick qualifier out there, followed by Braden Giramani, Billy Nichols, Goody Hodgson, Chad Williams, and Braden Beatty. Let's see what the inversion is going to be on this one. Waiting for Dallas's. His girlfriend's been spotting. Let's see if she's still spotting for him. I'm going to pull a good number for him. Here we go. Oh, the inversion is 4. Not that bad, kind of in between. So Nord is going to go back to the 4th position there with Giramani, Nichols, and Hodgson. We'll go to the front row. So very cool to see this, the Class 11 full fender bugs out there. You know, it's an awesome program. They added a King of the Hammers. I got to see them race through the lights in the short course there. So that was very cool. Now we're here, part of the gas series. Big things under Blake Wilkie, getting all these Class 11 guys together, having the shreddy guys, and of course MP, huge. You know, MP, you want to find something for Volkswagen, MP catalog, they got it all. Right down the road from me, I believe in Fullerton, California.
Yeah, this is certainly going to be a racing class for these guys, and great point of entry for these drivers and anybody out there trying to get involved here in this Class 11. So, man, like you said, Wilkie certainly bringing some eyeballs and putting them here on the show for the Great American Short Course Racing Series. And, man, I expect to see this class grow over time.
Talk about having to be smooth and something that doesn't have a lot of suspension. You ever see them racing down in Mexico or here in the U.S. and off-road, man, it's a rough ride, man. What'd you travel? 3 to 4 inches.
Well, honestly, this would be a great kind of addition right alongside the limited truck class too. So, right?
Yeah, these class bugs, Class 11 bugs are just incredible, though. They move, man. They send them.
Yeah, and they handle well. You can see absorbing those jumps right there. For those drivers, so it looks like the 1157 of Wilkie in that top spot, followed in by Crofts, Sletton, Hardin, and Rodriguez, the 1191 machine. See, this is what we were talking about. This is what you don't want to see here down the front stretch here. These drivers getting together, slowing one another down, because again, that's for that top qualifying.
I think they're just having fun. And you also got co-drivers. You see, some of them got 2 passengers, or 1 passenger, 2 drivers, or the people in the car. Wow.
Yeah, and Crofts actually just took that top spot. So the 104.762 is a quick time so far, with Wilkie with a 105.537 this last time by.
There could be drama.
Yeah, that 1159 machine handled well.
I think Off-Road Warehouse has a section to get all the conversion stuff for Class 11 there. Yeah, run the old beam front end still on these things. It's awesome. Both vendors.
So it looks like we'll be checking out that checkered flag one of these next time by for this driver. Here you are, checkered flag is.
You know, John, those cars are older than you.
I have no doubt, Dave. And more fun than me, too.
Yep. Heck, they're older than me. Well, maybe one or two. They did make them into the late 60s and 70s. I saw a convertible Volkswagen sell on Meacham for like 12 grand. Those are the cars you could buy for like $800 to $1,000. Very popular. So it looks like it's going to be Rodriguez, Crofts, Wilkie, Sleeton, and Hardin.
Yeah, Rodriguez actually sliding in that last lap by and getting that 104.080 and taking the top spot from Crofts. Followed him, as you said, Wilkie, Sleeton, and Hardin.
See that 3 times fast. I couldn't.
So there you go, at the checkered, and next group of drivers. We'll see our Pro Buggy class, brought to you by SoCal Fleet Services. So SoCal Fleet Services Pro Buggy coming up next. Those drivers in staging now. Again, if you guys are at home, greatamericanshortcourse.com/live. And or maybe you have some friends or family at home tuning in. I just actually got a message from my dear old mom. She's at home watching it too. Said, "You're sounding great, Dave." She
Hi,
said,
Mom.
"And you're looking better off camera." So,
yeah, you're trying to say we have faces for radio or what?
Face for radio. So, yeah, again, if you guys have some family members out there, I know sometimes just not able to make it, and with some of the guidelines that we're having to follow here at the fairgrounds, and obviously want to keep everybody safe. We do encourage everybody to, wear their gaiter or face mask. We will be doing that on the podium, so it might look a little weird, but again, it's all in the safety. You want to make sure we keep everybody.
Not if you got a face for radio. Masks have made so many people more attractive, John. I think we might be into that.
Hard to hear you over the buggies.
It's a double-edged sword. Oh, there's the
monkey.
Fist monkey.
Brister. So Brister, Drapkin, Whitlock, Bonacci also joining us, the 33 machine with the 82
Lorenzo,
of
cool.
Gunnar Kennedy. Great to see Gunnar here. Also, Coran, Zimmerman, Eberts, Briska, and Gibbs, the 15. So Trey Gibbs, the 15 machine, joining us in that 10th position. So 10 drivers in total here for what is our SoCal Fleet Services Pro Buggy qualifying session out on track now.
Batteries set. Of course, you're not your family members. You're walking around. Make sure to have your mask on. Practice social distancing. Remember to wash your hands. All right, starting to click off some numbers here. It looks like Trevor Briska up on top, followed by Troy Gibbs. Matthew Brister. Dale Everts running in that fourth position. Did a lot of work to the car, he said, when I talked to him. Of course, very accomplished desert racer for sure. Making that jump to the short course last year and having a blast, is what he was telling me. Lorenzo Bonacci. That's the nephew of a world champion, multi-world champion, jet ski racer, Tommy Bonacci, of course, the Bomber Eyewear family. Corrin, and then Zimmerman, followed by Kennedy. Brister goes up and gets the top time this time. Yeah, too bad we're not seeing a Watson out there, a Hardesty. Well, the boys duking it out again. See Brock Dickerson. Love to see him back in this class. Brady Whitlock looking pretty quick there. Was up to third, but back to fourth. Gibbs back down to fifth. Brister still on top. As we look at our lower left corner of our video here, Dale Everts in the Entrust machine. Right side, good shot of Brady Whitlock. So it's going to be Brister, Gibbs, Briska. Oh, look at this. Everts just snatches it the last moment to get third quickest. So it's Brister, Gibbs, Everts, Briska, Bonacci, Whitlock, Drapkin, Zimmerman, and it looks like John Corrin and Gunnar Kennedy did not make the field. So we'll see what the inversion is here. Do they want to?
All right, so Pro Light drivers make their way out into the track now for qualifying session number 13. So 7 drivers. Maddox Bailey, the 59 of Jimmy Weitzel, the 57 of Carson Etter with Bronson Sharamani, the number 75 machine, with the 14 following in tow. That's going to be Brody Eggleston with Christopher Polvordi, the 94, and Nathan Barry in the 68 machine. Again, Bailey driving the number 29 ride.
Correct. 29. Mad Max. Jimmy Watson. Carson Etter. Braden Germani. Brody Eggleston. Christopher Polvordi. And Nathan Barry. Very cool to see Nathan move up to Pro Light, who's formerly Production 1000. Christopher, an old hand at the Pro Light, and his Ford back to Palms machine, Optima, and switch Toyo.
Beautiful truck right there out of Maddox Bailey. Stronghold machine.
Look at Jimmy Weitzel up there. How about that? Doing a good job. Prada Raceway machine of Etter comes by the stripe one more time. Coming across there, Nathan Barry once again, the CBR. Look at that Ford in the back of the Polvordi. You got the MAV TV of Maddox Bailey coming around. Man, look at that. Polvordi's truck, man. Yeah, look at that thing. It looks good.
It really does.
Very unique. It stands out. Steal it. Ford on it.
The Optima batteries.
Optima, yeah.
Polvordi coming up through the field now, the 94 machine with Weitzel still sitting in that top spot as Polvordi now, we just said it, jumps into the number 1 spot. 52.457 quick time here for the 94 ride.
0.3 of a second, he's got Weitzel by. White flag is out. Nathan Barry making the inverse one more time, in that second position. Polvordi does not better his time, but still holds on to that top position.
And looking at Bailey coming down now towards the flag stand. Let's see if he can better. And he does.
Oh, dude, 0.03 of a second. Bailey gets Polvordi.
Yeah, great little charge there on that final lap. And again, it's we said it, 3 laps the distance here for these qualifying, so not a lot of time to get it done.
Oh, Polvordi answers back.
And almost drops into the 51-second mark. So the 94 machine currently sitting in that top ride. Let's see as...
Hammer down, baby.
So Barry coming through. And waiting on Eggleston now.
So it's going to be Polvordi, Maddox Bailey, Jimmy Weitzel, looks like Brady Germani, Brody Eggleston, and Carson Etter, and Nathan Barry going to round out the field here. Polvordi nailing it with a 2:37.859 to Bailey in his 2:38.571. Boy, it's going to be elbows out, door-to-door racing action here today.
Yeah, it really does come down to that final lap. You can see it's these guys getting their best times that final lap through. So, man, great run there out of our Pro Light drivers.
And the inversions too. So the boys are just swapping spots inside and out. Boy, it's going to be on like Donkey Kong. Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, these kids are so fast.
Yeah, that's certainly going to be the show for everybody here in our Pro Light main event. We're going to see a little bit later on in our schedule as we'll get ready to push our Pro 2 drivers out.
And we got quite a few out there. So Jacobus in the house. Kip's got his too. Let's see, has he got his out there?
Yeah, Trevor Layton as well going to be joining us. Dave Mason.
And the eBay Motors machine. So it's pretty cool. I was just told we got a nice little interview with Dave Mason Jr. So why don't we check this out? Vote at home. Check Jumbotron out.
All right, Dave. So we're here with the Pro 2, the top tier class. Can you break it down a little for us and show us around?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a purpose-built racing vehicle, about 800 horsepower. In our case, we're in a Ford engine. It's based on a truck, like you can see on the screen, but basically every other part is aftermarket and full race built. So just a hell of a beast. The truck with 800 plus horsepower runs about 100 miles an hour down the straights. We're the fastest and biggest trucks out here, and when we collide on the course, it makes for some big action. So I got to run this track a little bit last year in the regional series, and it got me some good seat time. So I got out there and felt pretty comfortable already. We're just going to keep working on getting faster and faster and faster as we go. So if there's anybody out there that's looking to get into the gas series and wants to come out, I would really welcome them. The competition level is pretty good. The way the events are run seem to be really good so far, and it's just going to get bigger and badder and more fun. So it's a really cool time. It's
so as they come around, we're going to wait for the green flag brought to you by Optima
That's
Batteries.
something we like. The costs are down a little bit compared to the old series, so we're just really excited to get our eBay Motors truck on the track and try and fight for some podiums.
So pretty cool to hear from Dave Mason. Nice to have that eBay Motors program going with him again. Another second generation racer for sure. All right, here they come around. Looks like Jacobus. He'll see that Optima green flag first. So as they all going to start getting on the clicker this next time around, we'll see some times out of them. Here comes Dave Mason Jr. We just saw him out there. Thanks, Christopher Bovardi, for helping out, doing some interviews yesterday. Good shot of Jacobus in the lower left corner.
Yeah, such a great compliment to the entire series, being able to kind of bring you that perspective underneath the big rig, and really tells you. It looks like we got a driver here, the number 3, unfortunately, that's Layton coming on. But what I was saying is great opportunity, man. Bring perspective into the world of these drivers, but man, also highlight these wonderful sponsors and partners that they have that really get them out here to race and join us each weekend for the Great American Short Course Series. Again, this is round number 1. Round number 2 will be tomorrow, and then from there out we'll head on over to San Bernardino and Glen Helen. From there up to Reno, Nevada.
Just outside of Reno. They call it Sparks, but it's part of that Reno Tahoe area. Beautiful area. It's an old quarry back there. So very cool. Yeah.
Good elevation changes.
Oh, big time. Yeah. Some of the biggest climbs we have in short course and altitude.
So great to go back there.
Dude, I'll tell you, man, when we first went there and we had just the carburation, these guys trying to figure out the jetting now with the EFI systems, just all computer controlled.
So are you getting the rental car? Are you getting the rental car for that one, Dave?
Sure.
Okay, excellent.
I'll race it like a rental.
Yeah, it'd be a great time of year too.
Oh, gorgeous. It's pretty cool. Ultra 4's done a lot of racing up there over the years, and they claw right up the side of the mountain and part of the course. So that'll be exciting to see some of that stuff in the future. As we're back there, Dave Mason Jr. throwing down the fastest time. Trevor Layton sitting second. Look at that, McCarthy back out here. Good to see him. Jacobus and Michaels. Good old Kipster. Drone around the eBay Motors.
Yeah, it's pretty wild that you got really close one of the time by, and I was like, oh, you think it's a car kind of coming together if you kind of Depending on how way you're looking at it, I was like, oh, no.
Pull back. It's not live, it's Memorex.
Yeah, the 65 machine on the tear right now, sitting in that top spot, 51.947. So again, that's Mason Jr.
So his dad is part of the famous guys that have raced Pikes Peak. Set some records back in the past.
Yeah, Pikes Peak, and actually canceling the motorcycling division of Pikes Peak just this last year. So
that was crazy. I remember when it was all dirt. Now it's like 3/4 asphalt.
Yeah, it's quite a spectacle.
Changed the dynamic. It's hard for the dirt bikes, and then you had a lot of the supermoto bikes you had running with the dirt tires back in the day.
Yeah, pretty much all. Yeah, it's all paved now.
It's all paved. So that's going to be it. It's going to be Mason, Layton, McCarthy, Jacobus, and Mickles. Speaking of Big Dave, there he is coming by there. Another great family, a short course. They're all great. I love them all.
That's it.
So, folks, if you're at home watching, don't turn us off. Go grab something to drink, something to eat, and make sure you join us back at 12:45. We'll be live with opening ceremonies.
That's right, Dave. We will be back for round number 1 here for the Great American Short Course Racing Series, powered by our friends at Optima Batteries. So about an hour from now, we will go live, 12:45 Pacific Standard Time. Tune on again. That's the AmericanShortCourse.com/live. Tell your friends and family. We'll see you soon.
Ultra 4, and you can check it out on our Facebook